Okay, we are back, and it is the final part of Turnabout Big Top. Now, I think I have got this case solved. It's in the bag. We just need to complete the trial. So, without further ado, let's get into it and see if we have this case solved. December 30th, 2:17 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. I can't believe it. Acro? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, unbelievable. Ahem. Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst, psst. My, he's just a little twerp, isn't he? Well, that's one way to put it. Cough. Hey, pal! You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it, I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective, I'm sorry. Now why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Oh, well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned, what is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room. The result of our investigation. You can look at it later. Won't Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. Von Karma looked like she was in a pretty big hurry, though. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were put into place. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Judgment comes at the very last instant. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm going home. What did he mean by that? The very last instant part? Everything he said seemed pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah, don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. Eh? For me? I've definitely got sound. Yeah, just checking. That'd be awkward. It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk? For me? December 30th, 2:27 p.m. District Court Courtroom number 2. The court is now in session. Shall we continue our proceedings? Ms. Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honour? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favour and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. And I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro could kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course I'll cross-examine. The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. Imagine if I just was like, no. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. So that's like the main thing we do in this game. I'm just like, nah, I won't bother. No needs. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. Okay, can I press this guy yet, or what? Might as well. We? Yeah, that's a fair point. He hasn't mentioned his brother yet. Yes, my brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old, and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't better about what happened to us. Because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Very Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow! There's no crying in court. Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. That's when the ringmaster of the Very Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know, he seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult. So then how long have you been a performer? I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. What do you think, Nick? I don't know. I think the more I cross-examine him, the worse I end up looking in the end. You mean, I get the feeling that this cross-examination was a trap. Yeah, Von Karma set you up again. Okay, I'm going to press him a bit more. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is, I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of this witness's testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow! Ow! No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up looking like a jerk. I think that'll be enough for now. Wondering whether or not this witness would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that this is pretty much unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. What was Acro's motive for killing the ringmaster? How about it? Can you explain that to me? Now, is the question, of course I can explain it, because... And the explanation is that it was Regina, or is it I can't provide one because he didn't have a motive to kill the ringmaster because he was trying to kill Regina? That's a trick question. I don't know what the answer is here. Because they both can be true. They both could lead to the same answer. Yeah. Say I can't provide one. Exactly. He didn't have a motive. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Your foolish attempts to fool us, like foolish fools, are so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer, Russell Berry, ringmaster. If you want to jump on the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? Acro. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murder plot was not the ringmaster. He did not plan to kill Russell Berry. What? Order. Order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Yeah, Regina! Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves that Acro was out to kill this young girl. Is it the scarf? Is it the lion? Is it the note? Which one? The scarf, the lion, or the note? The note, I think. I feel like they don't have context for the scarf. Acro, do you have any recollection of seeing this? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat? Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 PM. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? There's just one little problem. Problem? Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order. Order. Order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honour. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why the morning of the crime she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, read the note? That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave earlier today? Lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bust fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish Phil with foolishly foolish Phil ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Uh-huh. That's a line in the note, alright. Well, then if the note was sent to Regina Berry, it must mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I'm more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honour. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Surely it's the scarf. Surely it's the scarf. What? This is it? No! Oh, for fuck's sake, it's not the scarf? Is it just the lion? Now when you get those sorts of things at home in your own time, oh, fuck off. Whoops. Please present the conclusive evidence, Mr. Wright. I'm almost at the big climax of this case, which means that no matter what, I can't mess up again. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, it's the lion. If it's not the scarf, it's the lion, right? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's the small seasoning bottle? The decisive evidence mentioned in the note was found inside the wooden box? This is the evidence Acro tried to show to Regina. Wait, what? I thought it was in the box because it makes her sneeze. I was completely off. What has this got... What? What has this got to do with anything? Right, okay, that's not at all where I thought this was going. Achoo, 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 achoo. What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. That's not what I expected. What do you mean? The victim would arrive and try to take away the wooden box. That's when they discovered the decisive evidence found inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account is the only logical conclusion you can draw. I don't understand why. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Well, that's Bat, right? I don't want to say anything wrong now because it will break the case. It's Bat. Yeah, it's Bat. Who is this? That's Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Did you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Regina Berry, is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being. But Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother Bat. This has got to be the scarf, right? Yeah, the scarf. Stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. I never realised it said small quantity of pepper there. That's actually interesting. That's just a scarf, Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who's the one that gave the scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There's something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering... Sorry? I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of that and send it to my friends. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Regina gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon didn't plan on biting Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper spread on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object. For objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really plan to say that this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do, it's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. So it's a joke of an accident to you, huh? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro? You can't mean, witness! Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. Murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. If that were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you gotta do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. Oh, what do I do here? What do I do? What do I do? When given the option, choose see how things work out first, as Von Karma already checked our Acro's room and the murder weapon isn't there. Okay. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma, total justice. I guess. I just heard a weird noise. I figured with you that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright? The bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise. 2 seconds. And we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like the coup de grace in this case was ever so sweet. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them? Mr. Wright, no offense, but the important evidence here is about the death of the ringmaster. I think you should remember that. Ugh. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems as if this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. Ugh. Now, if you'll please excuse me, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. What? We need time to do what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's juror 8, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Is he talking to me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives in the lines, don't they? Lives in the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic. There's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in the lodging house, somewhere in the big top, somewhere in this courtroom. I mean, with this game, I feel like it has to be in the courtroom, because that's just the kind of complete bonkers shit that happens in this game. He's gonna, like, turn around and be like, it's been under my desk all along! Wah! Or, like, Regina just, like, backflips out the audience and is like, it's here! Like, I know this game, but let me double check before I fuck it up right the last hurdle. Yeah, somewhere in this courtroom, I'm not surprised. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obvious? Allow me to pinpoint the location of this bust once and for all. Oh, for the love of God, where is it? The judge's bench, the prosecutor's bench, the witness chair. Well, either she's got it under her desk, which would not surprise me. I don't think it's going to be in the judge's bench, but it could be in the witness's wheelchair? Does he have like a storage pouch or something? The weapon is in the witness stand. That's not even an option. But I'm assuming you mean chair. I suppose that would explain why it's not in his room if he stashed it in his wheelchair and he's been riding around with it this whole time. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there? Ha ha ha. Once again, your penchant for humour hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you could laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know that you couldn't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under a wheelchair. That makes sense. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Could you please remove the blanket from the wheelchair? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them. Miss Francesca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search in my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. That all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. It failed. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? Only I hadn't done that. It doesn't matter now, though. It seems as if we've arrived at the truth. Acro. Yes, Your Honour? Did you kill the ringmaster of the very big circus, Mr. Russellberry? Yes, Your Honour. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother did was want Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. And that's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf in pepper. I know she didn't want anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believed in that so purely, and she would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. What do you mean by that? So you saying that you're a victim in all this as well? No, that's not what I mean. Oh, I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, and then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me. Again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty! Woo! The court is adjourned. District Court, right, December 30th, 4:27 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the Ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Congratulations! Congratulations, Mr. Max! I feel bad I suspected Mo for a little while there. But thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? We're just thinking about Acro. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? Wah! She's been like this for a while now. Wah! It's all my fault! Wah! Sweetie pie. Bat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro... is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? Acro said that all the time to you, so I thought it would work for me too. What the hell? What am I supposed to show her? What do I show her? Present Bat's profile. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. He is, huh? But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. Well, I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes. And then he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and wrap up the contract. I understand. Such a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? Ah, that's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. Amazing. Yay, I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus in the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max, let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus better than it's ever been. Mo. Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry. Max? Nick, it seems like everything's going to turn out alright here. Can't wait to go and see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Ah ha 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 ha. Oh, I see. What made the case? Just like you thought. Yesterday's search really paid off, sir. You had it all figured out yesterday, didn't you? It was just a theory. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. Do me a favor and try not to be too harsh on Acro. Once I get back, I'll make a stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office. Miles! I'll be waiting for you. Goodbye, Mr. Edgeworth. Edgeworth's coming back! Yay! Yay! Turnabout Big Top, the end. You know. Farewell, my turnabout. I'll be completely honest. I enjoyed that case. I genuinely did. Like, I was expecting that case to be like a damn nightmare because everyone just moans about it and says it's like the worst case in the whole game. Like, the whole series. I actually enjoyed that. I quite liked the characters. I quite liked the story. I quite liked the motive. The fact that it wasn't, you know, in the end, the guy wasn't all bad. Regina didn't turn out to be a murderer. It was all a lot of misunderstandings and pain and people just making a load of mistakes. And in the end, the ones who are left have come together and they're going to make the circus better. And it seems like everyone's going to move forward in a positive way. And that's actually really nice and really refreshing. And yeah, I genuinely actually really like Turnabout Big Top. So there's a twist for the record books. I did not expect it because I hate the circus. And I was like, well, if everyone says this is shit, I'm going to hate it. And you know what? I actually didn't. I actually really enjoyed that case. So there we go. But Edgeworth is coming back. I'm so happy he's not dead, thank God. I didn't think he was because I know he's got his own game. But yeah, I'm really glad. It's funny, when I was scrolling through my little strategy wiki here, it says, I completely forgotten, I'd heard about this, that there's like a case where you could accuse the judge. And like it says here about when they asked where the bust is, it says there's a major, about this last part about where the bust is, there's a major penalty should you choose the wrong answer. If you choose the circus, Francisca will point out to you that they already searched those rooms. Inside the courtroom, if you choose the prosecutor's bench, you'll be whipped by Francisca until you're literally knocked out and suffer amnesia again, forgetting who Maya is. But the judge's bench, you get twice the penalty. If you're playing on the HD iOS release, you'll receive the Wrath of the Judge achievement as a consolation prize. Game over. So follow what's close above to finish this case once and for all. Yeah, I'd heard about this. It's like one where if you accuse the judge, you get like pretty much your entire bar goes in one go. Or your entire bar goes in one go and you just instant game over if you choose that, which is quite hilarious. And apparently the judge gets really, really angry about it. Yeah, so yeah, no, I enjoyed that one and I'm looking forward to starting Farewell My Turnabout because I do know, I have heard that people really, really like this case. So yeah, hopefully it's really good and it'll presumably have Edgeworth in it because he's coming back, so that's good because I love him. But for now, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here for yet another case with Phoenix and the gang, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone.